What's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas, and they're linked for you in the description to this video, so go ahead and check them out on the Facebook. Today we're talking about Southern California rain. Now that whole system is expected to kind of bring some rain into the plains later on this week, possibly through the weekend. So if you guys are in the central states, stay tuned. Could have some tricky holiday travel associated with that. And then getting into, your travel outlook overall for the nation. What's your temperatures going to look like? Who's dealing with snow? Who's dealing with rain? Maybe some wind. I'm getting into it all here in a second. But before I get into our weather, guys, our year-end savings deal is here. You got 10% off your annual subscriptions and renewals, and this deal lasts through December 31st. So you got to call to get the deal. It's 855-334-4245. But if you guys want access to live 24/7 severe weather mapping across the nation, whether you're on West Coast, East Coast, Gulf Coast, Canada border, no matter where you're at, we do severe hail, wind, tornado, hurricane mapping across the nation, so you guys can keep up to date with where severe weather is happening, when, and you can get access to our forensic reports. So we have a lot of cool stuff here at Hail Trace that you guys get access to with a subscription, so go ahead and call, get that 10% off. Now, for our weather into today, got a little bit of a system spinning up onto the west coast. You can actually see the spin there. I love that when you can see that on satellite. And that's what you got here going on into the west coast of California. Everywhere from like Santa Barbara into San Fran is getting hit with some heavy rain here and there. And then that is expected to also spit up some rain into the desert southwest, which will later move into the central plains. For now, sitting pretty clear, maybe some spotty clouds through the central part of the U.S., but the rest of us, pretty clear, pretty dry throughout the nation, waiting on that next system to move through. There it is. Again, you can see it spinning around that little circle there where we have our low pressure system. And once that swings onshore, you're going to get all that rain moving into the central states. But for now, 60s in Texas, a little bit colder in Oklahoma in the 50s, and then popping back up into the 40s through a lot of the southeast, Ohio Valley, and the northeast there. So good conditions for your late December weather. Except for the west coast, you got a flood watch in effect here through LA, through San Diego, and that's just from that continued heavy rainfall. And that's going to last through today and tomorrow, just depending on where you're at. Winter storm warning up in the mountains here. If you guys are at 8,000 to 9,000 feet, you could get 3 to 6 inches of snowfall and 45-mile-an-hour gusts. If you're above 9,000 feet, now we're looking at up to a foot of snowfall with those high winds as well. So, if you're going over any mountain passes for that, going to have to deal with that. And then wind advisories along the coastline here as well, lasting until tomorrow morning, and that is for 20 to 35-mile-an-hour sustained winds with gusts up to 50, maybe even 60 miles an hour here and there for you guys. So that system is just bringing a ton of nasty weather through there. Here's what it's expected to look like into the coming day or so here. By 5 p.m. Pacific time, still lots of rain, more of the same from San Francisco down into like Santa Barbara, making a run at LA as well, and some spots of locally heavier rain as well. So got that, and then down through New Mexico, we got our plain system getting ready to move into the panhandles. There they all go into tomorrow morning, getting some snow through the Colorado Rockies, getting that rain moving into the plains, and more heavy rain now working its way down south along the west coast of the U.S. by tomorrow afternoon. So for the next 72 hours, here's your rainfall totals. By tomorrow at around noon, should be seeing the heaviest impacts to this portion of the west coast here. Really going to be like San Jose, just south of San Jose, into LA for the next 24 hours. Then from Thursday into Friday, now we're getting those heavier bands moving through. Could see around 3 inches of rain in and around the LA area, like Santa Barbara. And then, if you're in Bakersfield, Fresno, a little less for you. It's not going to make its way that far inland. But, then into your Saturday, now it's making a run across the southern U.S. as well. Tucson, Phoenix getting some heavy rain as that system passes through. So that's what we got going for the Southwest. And then for the rest of the nation, got to wait for that guy to make its way into the Central Plains. There it goes by Saturday afternoon through the Texas Panhandle there. Could see some rain picking up there as it pushes all the way into the southeast through Saturday, Sunday, and eventually, Christmas Day. Going to see that pulling down some cooler weather as well as bringing that rain along with it. So speaking of future temperatures, here's what we're kind of expecting into the next about a week here from today into next Tuesday. But, for tomorrow afternoon, should be cooler through Rockies, but still pretty seasonable across a lot of the south. Into your Friday, going to see temperatures looking pretty similar, except now we're seeing that cool air starting to slowly creep off to the east and the North Plains getting cooler weather, as well as parts of the desert Southwest. So there you go by Saturday. Then Sunday, now it's making that push a little bit closer. You can see that cold front starting to shape up through the Central Plains. Still a lot of 50s and 60s through the southeast and the South Plains, staying nice and cold where that low pressure system and all that cold air is diving down into the Rocky Mountains. Then there we go for Sunday, Christmas morning. Looking like a lot of the Central Plains are going to be at or below freezing, and then Oklahoma City sitting in the 40s along with Dallas, and then a little bit warmer out to the east. Then by Christmas afternoon, still seeing things start to warm up as you get the heating of the day, but still nice and chilly across the central U.S. And, you could be dealing with some rain for some, and then there you are into Tuesday morning. So speaking of that rain, now we see it picking up here into Thursday for the Central Plains, a lot more for the Southwest, and you'll see it all slowly creeping off to the east here. Some snow for the Rockies as we continue to see that heavy rain building into the south. And then here we go into Monday morning. Again, Christmas morning for the south. Could be pretty heavy rain shaping up for a lot of the southeast and Mississippi Valley. Some snow, again, we're in Oklahoma City, like, come on, and it's not going to make it. But if you guys are our friends out in Denver, could be waking up to a beautiful snowy Christmas morning. Same for you guys out in like North Platte, Goodland, Colby, Kansas. Seeing some nice snow out there, pretty dry for the South Plains, and then rainy out in the Ohio Valley. And then all of that should shift east into Monday afternoon and your Tuesday. So for the next 5 days, it's not going to include Christmas, but here's your total rainfalls totals for the next 5 days. Lots across the south, lots across the desert Southwest with just those two systems shaping up like that. So it's going to be kind of scattered through the Central Plains for the next couple of days. Then things start to pick up a little bit on Friday and Saturday. And then there you go by Sunday, a lot of folks getting soaked as that system starts to pick up through the central U.S. So for your snow accumulation, if you're not looking at rain and you're dealing with snow, like our folks out in Colorado and the higher elevations out in central California, here you go by tomorrow afternoon, just a dusting for most, maybe like 2 to 4 inches. Enough to make Oklahomans say whoa, but not a ton for out in the Rocky Mountains. And then, by Friday afternoon, still not a ton, but then Saturday, now we're seeing higher accumulations as, we saw that snow starting to work its way through the Rockies, really dropping some accumulations, particularly through the higher areas in Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, like all that western U.S. Rocky Mountain area should be seeing more snow into your Saturday, and then potentially more for Sunday and Monday. Here is your Sunday, Monday time frame, looking like more snow out through Colorado. Best chances are going to be through the Colorado Rockies, like within the Rockies, not so much on the Front Range. Then by, Monday into Tuesday, things will shift off to the east. Now the central and north plains potentially seeing more snow, should taper off a little bit by Tuesday into Wednesday, and then most of it is, just a flurry or two possible here and there up in the northern Midwest, but the rest of us should be pretty dry. So that's it into the weekend, and we'll keep updating you guys on what it looks like as we get closer to Christmas. Give you guys your holiday forecast, and hopefully everybody has the travel conditions that they're hoping for. So I'll leave you with that, and then getting into the last 3 of our 2023 severe weather systems. I want to give you our top 3 honorable mentions from this year. So they didn't make the list, but they're individual storms here. And so the first of those honorable mentions is going to be on March 16th. If you're one of our Dallas-Fort Worth viewers, that was your all's day. So we got large hail moving into and through the Dallas-Fort Worth metro as well as around the area. So going to take a look at some stats on that hail. It was a classic day down in the southern plains, super unstable, and then a cold front just swept into the region and lifted all those storms up. So got plenty of storms in the DFW metro area, up to 3-inch hail, and TCU was impacted by that baseball-sized hail and larger. So if you guys are from TCU, you probably remember that crazy hail day moving through the Fort Worth downtown, and then more large hail through the DFW metro and suburbs. And some of that, these blue swaths here, are going to be wind. So when you get that hail coupled with that wind, now you get sideways hail, which is not what you want if you're a homeowner or, just have a vehicle out there. Now you can do some damage to windows and cars, and that is what happened. So at over 25,000 homes impacted by at least 2-inch hail just from this area. And regardless of that, we got hail damage to cars, got your windows on your homes broken, and again, TCU was going to be a particular noteworthy part of this event with damage being reported there. Damage to metal buildings, fences, high winds causing chaos through the area. So just hail and wind coupled together are not what you want if you're trying to avoid hail damage, and unfortunately that is what happened through the DFW metro area on March 16th. So again, didn't do the $5.9 billion like we saw from some of these multi-day severe weather systems, but this was a particularly damaging day for Dallas-Fort Worth, so got to put it in our top 3 honorable mentions, and we'll let you know what number 2 and number 1 are tomorrow and Friday. So that's it for the forecast for today. There's some damage photos, forgot about those cars. And again, this was from TCU's campus. Crazy hail through March 16th. But yeah, that's it for today. If you guys want to follow us, you can give us a follow, like, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And then if you want to get in contact with us, or if you're interested in a plan, now's that time to get that 10% off, guys. Go ahead and scan that QR code up above me, or click the link in the description to this video. You got to give us a call as well if you want that deal. So 855-334-4245 is our number. You can also email us if you just got questions or comments at info@hailtrace.com. or check out hailtrace.com for more details. Come back tomorrow for more updates on your holiday travel. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.